I made a video a while ago about talking about how I started making my dog's food from scratch. I lost my golden retriever that was about 12 years old almost a year ago now, I think, and it was absolutely horrific. So I'm doing every single thing I can to make sure that my dog lasts as long as she can. And one major thing that I talked to the vet about was making their food from scratch, making sure that there's none of those preservatives or anything like that involved. So I figured I would share the recipe with you guys now that I've perfected it. All of this is vet approved, and it is actually a mock of the farmer's dog. What I'm making now is a double batch because I was making enough for my dog at home and my dog that I have. This lasts them about a month, and it's actually cheaper for me to make this than buy the canned food that we were feeding them. So I started out, I'm going to do 4 sweet potatoes. We started cutting them and then realized the food processor was such a better idea. I also did 8 carrots, and then I dump all of those into the boiling pot and boil them. Sweet potatoes and carrots are so good for dogs. Again, this is a double batch, so if you were just making a single batch, you would just need 2 sweet potatoes and 4 carrots. Then I just buy the frozen bags. I do 2 bags of green beans, 2 bags of peas, and then 2 bags of spinach. You just heat those up in the microwave. It's so easy. And the only reason that I chop mine up like this is because I have the pickiest dogs in the world. They refuse to eat anything that's not like ground up, and they will literally pick it out and throw it on the floor. I started out cooking and I did 10 pounds of ground beef. Again, if you were just doing one batch, it would just be 5. You can also do ground turkey or ground chicken. My dog just has a chicken allergy. That's why we do the beef. And then I made 4 cups of rice. This is beef liver. I used 2 beef livers for a double batch. Originally, you just need 1. Beef liver is so freaking full of protein. Then after I do my spinach, I buy the chopped spinach just because it's already chopped up for me, but you could do either. You could do fresh, frozen, whatever works for you. I just find that this is easier in the process because I can just heat it up in the microwave and then throw it in. After that, I have to mix up my peas again because my dogs are so freaking picky that they will pick them out. I went in and added my sweet potatoes and my carrots that are all diced up and mixed that in this huge pot. One thing I do recommend if you're going to do this is get a giant pot. Those are the peas. I kneaded those in. One thing is difficult is stirring all of this together. Again, though, this is a double batch, so one batch wouldn't be as difficult. I use fresh blueberries, and again, my dogs are so picky that they won't even eat blueberries, so I have to blend them up. It is actually ridiculous. For one batch, you need 1 pint, and then you would need 2 pints for 2 batches. I went ahead and dumped those in. This is just an example of how picky they are. They literally will not eat it, even if I try. You can also use frozen blueberries. I was just feeling kind of special this time and bought fresh, but either one honestly works. I think the frozen are a little bit cheaper if that's something you're looking for. I mix all of this in. It looks so gross, I know, but then I add 4 cups of water just because that hydrates them. Mix it all in, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add the beef liver that I've cooked and sunflower oil. This is such an important step because dogs have to have oil in their food. I add half a teaspoon of turmeric. Turmeric is so freaking good for dogs and adults. It has so many health benefits to it. And then I'm gonna add half a teaspoon of pepper. After that, I'm going to go in with the pumpkin. Pumpkin is also amazing for dogs because it's amazing for the digestive health. You can even just put pumpkin on their normal food as a topping, and it's so good for them. After the rice is done, I throw all of the rice in, and then I'm going to mix all of that up. My dogs absolutely love this food, and I don't feed it to them just that. I do 3/4 a cup of the fresh food and 3/4 a cup of the other food, and then 4 pumps of the salmon oil. This is their little blend, and they devour it. And then we went ahead and scooped all of them out into a pre-portioned bag just because this makes it so much easier. You just dump the bag in the food and then you're done. 10 out of 10 recommend doing this.